2, 1. All right, looks like.
Good morning.
Yeah, it looks like I'm looking at. Something just went. A notification. You gotta peep that out. Apparently, Free Speech or Bust podcast is live on YouTube right now.
Apparently,
Yeah,
zero people are watching, aren't they?
I
got a notification too.
Let's go check. All right, apparently the stream status is good. We're streaming at 720p, which really, I mean, that's enough. Everything's going good. Here, I'm gonna listen to this playback, which really.
Okay, I don't want to listen to it.
Okay, all right. Yeah, so we're going good. Looks like everything's good. Who's gonna start?
And I'm using my and I'm watching it so I can actually see your movements and see what the hand motions you're doing and everything.
So we ready? Ready to start first?
Yeah, you can go first.
All right. Well, the first thing I wanted to talk about was this Clay Travis incident. Do you know who this is?
Clay, I've seen stuff on like Being Libertarian and Occupy Democrats Logic, but I don't know who he is.
Oh crap! This is gonna be super annoying. I can't wait to get this new microphone I'm looking at because it's gonna be better quality. It's gonna give me a mic stand comes with it. So I don't want to buy anything until I get that. So let me just pull this up.
Is there a delay on the live stream?
Yes, there is.
Okay, how long is it?
I don't remember. I think I can look. Settings, stream. No, there's no. It should be. It should tell me somewhere. Dude, I started freaking out because I looked at, like, I'm on the YouTube dashboard and I look at it and it's just my face paused, but I realized I paused the stream. I know there is.
Somewhere.
Yeah, I just don't know how long it is.
Okay.
So,
you probably didn't make it too long, you know what I mean?
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this display capture above the window capture. So right now the stream should just be like what I see, and I'm gonna play this video.
Okay.
I'll send it to you so you can watch it.
Will I need audio to hear it?
Well, you'll need your audio to hear it, just like how you normally would.
Okay, then I'm not canceling out of the live stream. Okay, I'm just gonna watch it on my phone.
That's whatever. I'll watch it on
senior writer who knows
so I can play it for the stream.
Is with us. Nice to see you and Clay Travis.
Oh, first, I should probably set it up. What they're talking about is a lady who was fired from ESPN because she said, like, Donald Trump's a white supremacist or whatever. So that's basically what they're discussing. Now, just watch a clip.
With Fox Sports Radio and founder
and senior writer who knows and has worked with Jemele Hill.
Okay, you're gonna need to pause that, dude, because that's coming in through my headphones.
Okay, or I can just lower it down a lot.
And
whatever.
Play to you
take
first,
it away from
you know, of all the different
Can you hear it?
columnists or even magazines
What
in the
about now?
wake of Charlottesville specifically that have called out the president as racist. Why do you think he really took this particular target on ESPN and Jemele?
Well, I think because ESPN's not in the business of commenting randomly on political-related issues. If you look at their history, they established about 18 months ago that they don't believe their people should be involved in non-sports related political controversies. They suspended and then fired Kurt Schilling for saying that he disagreed with the North Carolina transgender bathroom bill. And that had absolutely nothing to do with sports. And they said, look, you can't have this opinion. It's too conservative. We're not going to allow it. I think that's a bad move. I'm a First Amendment absolutist. I believe in only two things completely, the First Amendment and boobs. And so once they made the decision that they were not going to allow a conservative...
All right, Luke, did you get to the part where he said... Do you know what he said?
The First Amendment absolutist?
Yeah, he says he says he believes in two things absolutely. It's the First Amendment and boobs. Now, I'm gonna play the rest of the, watch what the two on the left do. I think I tweeted about this. This guy's Keith Reed, and I think I tweeted something about it yesterday, but I'll just play.
Sports-related commentary. They couldn't
hold
do
on. I just want to make sure I heard you correctly as a woman anchoring the show. Did you say, what did you say? You believe in the First Amendment and BOOBS?
Boob.
BOOBS, like it's a swear word or something.
Two things that have only never let me down in this entire country.
I mean, there's a lot worse cuss words that
so
he could have used.
Things I believe in absolutely in the country. And so I don't think Jemele Hill should be fired.
I mean, there's a black guy there. He could have said what PewDiePie said.
I do think, straight up, that once you make the decision that you were...
No, Logan, say it as you mean it. You said it in your other video.
What,
make
nigger?
The decision that you're going to let Jemele Hill go.
Yeah.
I think that's a bad decision. I think ESPN has made bad decisions that have led to 13 million subscribers bailing on the network. They've made bad decisions that have led to ratings collapsing.
Look at that guy.
Jemele Hill's
He's like,
television show is collapsing. Ratings were down 20%.
It's like he wants to say what's on his mind.
No,
like
just watch.
I think that's why she went after Donald
So look,
Trump.
he's
okay, now I see it.
Yeah, in this guy's mind, he just like made a joke. Now he's explaining his point. Watch this.
Okay. Keith, what do you think?
Listen, I'm astonished at almost everything I just heard.
Astonished.
One of the things that, and Jamel's a personal friend, not just a colleague, but a personal friend. One of the things that Jamel's had to deal with her entire career, and many women who I just heard that in this business and have been friends with in this business for a long time, is sexism, blatant sexism, comments about her appearance, comments about her racially, comments,
and then boobs. Those are the only two things I believe.
I mean, I'm
as in boobs. I believe
Go ahead
completely
there.
in the First Amendment and in boobs. Those are the only two things.
Just look at these facial expressions. I mean,
she looks like she just swallowed something nasty from where I'm at.
I mean, this is always what happens, is people have a little bit of personality, and then they get all, mad about it, and they're like, no, you went outside of the box. You said a dirty joke. Like, calm down. And this Clay Travis guy, he's been tweeting about it. Here, I'll show this on stream. I feel like such a professional. He's like been tweeting about it, making fun of CNN. I think he's scheduled to go on like Fox or something and talk about it. But I was watching this clip yesterday, and I was getting like actually upset. Like I was yelling at my TV that I'm sitting in front of right now. I was yelling at it because I was like, actually, I've never been that mad at any like a story before. And we've talked about a lot of things on the podcast, and this is the thing that that
pissed you off the most.
Literally mad. I was yelling.
So far, Logan, you have to remember. So far.
Oh yeah, there's something later in this podcast I want to talk about this. Also, made me super mad. But yeah, so just give your take on it. Give your take on it.
Well, my favorite thing about the clip was the facial expressions.
Yeah.
Like at the beginning, it was confusing because I couldn't decide if the guy was gonna side with Clay because of that one facial expression, but he was too scared to say it.
Yeah.
And then he just comes out.
My left hand, I was using to hold the microphone, is freezing right now. Which, by the way, this is a Rock Band microphone.
Logan, you've said that in every podcast so far.
I have.
I'm pretty sure.
I didn't realize that. Now I feel like an idiot. All right.
I mean, there's worse things to be. You could be a feminist.
The new one I want to get is the Audio-Technica AT2005. It's a USB microphone, but it also has whatever like the DAC, whatever the like heavy duty one is. So I'm gonna be able to use it now, and then later down the line, if I upgrade my audio setup, and I'll still be able to continue to use that. So that's why I want to get it. Plus, it has a mic stand, so I could just have it like set up somewhere and speak into it rather than having to hold this like an idiot. But yeah, like, do you agree with what I'm saying, that they get mad at people whenever they have just like a little bit too much personality?
Yeah. Oh. This ties into this. Remember the Genesis House thing where she was talking about, your sex is what's between your hips and your gender is what between your ears. I just want to say that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard, and I've read the entire Bible.
That's funny. Just I got upset because one of what we're talking about, if you don't know what the Genesis House is, well, I don't really think we should go too specific into locations or anything, but basically,
it's around our area. Basically, it's a good thing. It's like a shelter for domestic violence. But the one lady shoving down liberal propaganda down our throats.
All right, so what she was saying, what me and Luke are talking about, this was at our public school,
public high school.
Yeah. So one of the things this lady says is that she literally said, I'm not making this up, I'm not exaggerating. She literally said this: any unwanted touch is sexual assault. I take issue with that. I think that if you punch a guy, that's just assault. You know what I mean? It's way just the reality of it is that in 2017, it's way worse to be labeled as someone who committed sexual assault than just assault. All right. I mean, you see guys this is a story I heard. So supposedly what happened was there's this guy in some college, and he was like passed out drunk or whatever, and some lady came and performed fellatio on him. Oh, yeah, that's right. I heard that from Louder with Crowder yesterday. But anyways, so she performs a sexual act on him with her mouth, and then a year later, she claims that this guy sexually assaulted her.
Okay,
now this guy's life is ruined because he's now labeled a sex offender. When in reality, he didn't do anything wrong. He was a victim. He was a victim of the crime he's being accused of. This guy, he's kicked off campus. His life is ruined. I mean, this guy, I feel for him because no matter where he gets a job, one simple Google search, as I think we've shown on the podcast, with a simple Google search, you can find out an insane amount of information about anyone. You can find out divorce records, medical records. You can find all that.
Oh, I've done that. I've done the divorce record.
It's true. We've figured all this out. So all an employer has to do is, all right, I'm just gonna make this. What an employer is gonna do is be like, all right, I'm just gonna make this make sure this guy isn't a druggie or a screw up or anything. I'm just gonna make sure that he's gonna be reliable to show up on time and do a good job or whatever, right? Now they see that label sexual assault next to his name. They're not gonna hire him no matter what this guy says.
I mean, some places are bound to because we give people second.
He's gonna get a job somewhere. All right. Personally, I would hire this guy because I feel bad for him. But yeah, his life is ruined now. But whatever. That was a shorter topic we just had. But
how long was that?
I can look. It'll tell me on YouTube. So far we've done 8 minutes, but I also have 4 topics for tonight. So.
Okay, and I might be able to come with another one, like a free talk or something.
That'd be good. And plus, I don't know how long this is gonna go since this is all live. But
I kind of wanted to go for a while, to be honest.
What I'm planning on doing is in the future, we're not gonna be live streaming every single weekend. The most we could do is every other weekend. But I can just record this all with OBS, so that way I don't have to worry about any editing or anything, and it's just all contained. So rather than me having to stay up till like 1 in the morning, that's why I didn't want to do it last night, because I got home at like midnight.
I got home at 11.
Yeah, so me and Luke both got to our houses late at night. And I messaged Luke, I'm like, dude, you want to just do this tomorrow? He's like, yeah. And then I figured, you know what, let's live stream it. So that's what we're doing. But this is going to be way more... I don't know why I haven't thought of this yet. This is going to be just so much more convenient for the future.
Yeah, it probably will be. Okay. Logan, did you hear what happened last night? Well, 3 things happened last night regarding our school.
Oh, the teacher died?
Uh-huh. My favorite teacher.
I never had her. I don't know anything about her. I feel bad, for her family. I've never never even talked to her. So
all you had to do was like make time before school or after school, or if you had a study hall during her free period or whatever, she would help you. Like, no, she wasn't she didn't teach that well, to be honest. But like, she would do everything she could do to help you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you're trying to say.
And did you hear what the the football game score was?
What was it? 47-0?
48-0.
I knew it was 40-something-0. Someone told me about it. That's incredible.
And apparently in Brooklyn.
Oh, were you watching the Indians last night?
No, I was watching the movie.
Oh.
Which is going to be my first topic.
Well, you're a Cleveland sports fan, right?
Yes.
All right. Well, baseball is my favorite sport, and so basically, right now, I believe it's
they've broken the world record. I think
it's not the world record. It's
not. Oh, I'm stupid.
Broken their last year.
Oh,
their winning streak record was 14-0. All right.
And they're at 22.
They are at 22 and 1 loss because they lost last night, unfortunately. But I think they broke their record, and I think they now set the record for the American League. But it was sad last night because we were at a bowling alley, and there was like 4 people there. And everyone's drinking beer and eating fried food and stuff. It was a good time. And then so we're watching the game on the TV, and I think the last guy up to bat, Indians were playing at the bottom of the inning, and I think the last guy up to bat was Francisco Lindor. He didn't score, so it ended up being 4-3. Kansas City Royals won. Super disappointing to see them lose a streak. It doesn't really matter at all. I mean, last year they got 14. This year we got 22. But it's just sad.
And they went to the World. Didn't they go to the World Series last year?
Yeah. Unfortunately, they lost. I was.
I mean, at least they lost. Like, I remember one of our teachers talking. Like, at least we lost the Cubs, a good team. You know what I mean?
The thing is, no matter both the Indians last year, both the Indians and the Cubs had a major drought. None of those teams had won a championship. I think the Indians, it was like 60-something years. The Cubs hadn't won in like over 100 years. So no matter who won, it was a historic
game
event. Yeah, because I watched the final game, and then just last night it was another game that's gonna go down in Indians history, and I got to watch it right there at a bowling alley. It was a good time. All right, tell us what you're gonna talk about.
Okay, I can either do it first, or we can talk about Bohemian Grove. You want it?
Yeah, because I have not seen. Luke, you saw the movie with Colin Wells, right?
No, he couldn't go, so I went with Jacob Smith.
Jacob Smith. All right. So you saw the movie. I haven't. The only thing I've even seen about it was the review from Louder with Crowder. They put up a review about it. That's the only thing I've seen. So I've heard that. I've heard the opinion of all the guys on Louder with Crowder. Now I'm gonna hear Luke's opinion. Tell me what you thought.
Like, it did have its horror aspects to it, but to be honest, in my eyes, it was more of a comedy, like a sad comedy. But then again, I might just be fucked in the head, so there's that. And everybody, the very front row of everybody, like in a movie theater?
Yeah.
Everybody in the front row was screaming.
Really?
And I only jumped like once. Yeah, and everybody was older than me, except one person. I don't know if it was a woman or a guy, but they had a less than a year-old baby in their arms, and they were watching the movie.
Really?
Yeah. Basically, if I could compare the comedy, think of our lunch table, Logan. You know how we're always making jokes about whose dick is bigger?
No.
Well, Kyle's making dick jokes.
I wasn't there.
Oh, you were not there?
No.
Well, you were probably bitching at Michael.
I was probably in North Carolina.
No, you're probably bitching at Michael when he did get banished.
When was this? I don't know why. I don't know why I care that much. But when was this?
Like Kyle does it like every day at lunch, or I'm just getting confused because I have second period.
I want to know what Kyle says that my dad's a prostitute.
Oh yeah, and you have your dad's nudes on his phone.
He's so weird.
Does he say you have your dad's nudes on your phone or his phone?
I think both. I don't understand the kid.
Like, he's funny. At least he's no John.
Yeah. Well, weren't we talking about it?
Oh yeah.
Right now we're talking about
lunch table. Well, I was just comparing the comedy, and we went off.
What I heard about the movie, this is from Louder with Crowder. Basically, what I heard is that it wasn't scary at all. And now one of the co-hosts on Louder with Crowder, Not Gay Jared, they showed clips where, because they were telling him that they were gonna like do a skit of the movie or whatever. So they show these clips where he like shows up to the shooting location in like a parking garage, like no one's there, and then he comes running out in like a clown thing, and he like freaks out and craps his pants and everything. And so this guy's like clearly deathly afraid of clowns, and he's like, yeah, the movie didn't do anything. And then they were saying like the story wasn't good neither. It's just a bad movie.
Okay, they can piss off with the movie, or about not the movie, but with how them saying it was a bad movie. They're probably getting all pissy because it was hyped for 27 years. And they were expecting a horror movie. They're right, it's not scary. But then again, I'm reading the book, and the first 100 pages, that's the entire movie, because at the end it says It, Chapter 1.
Well, so if it wasn't scary, was like it actually like a good, entertaining story then?
Yeah, it was actually a good, entertaining story. They're probably just getting pissy because it was like about five boys, and there was just this one chick, and you could know they all wanted to bang her, you know?
What are you talking about?
Just watch the movie, and then we can talk about it next week.
Yeah, I don't know why we're talking about a movie I haven't even seen.
But my recommendation is go see it. It's actually...
Okay, I don't have a recommendation because I haven't seen it. I was just telling you what I've heard. All right, I haven't seen it. I'll watch it when it comes out on DVD.
Or Netflix, probably.
Oh, yeah, maybe. Or I'll just watch it on, like, Showbox or something. Anyways.
Okay.
So is that all we had to say about it?
Oh, let me see. Oh, it's not scary, but it is creepy as hell.
So the atmosphere of it is good?
Yes.
The thing is, I don't really get scared by scary movies anyways. So it has... So I don't typically watch it. Like people my cousin Joey, he's always like, let's watch a scary movie. And I'm like, no. And he's like, no, it's because you're too scared. I'm like, no. It's just that...
Because you don't get scared.
It's not going to be an enjoyable experience. Because he wanted to do a marathon of, like, the Nightmare on Elm Street. And I'm like the first two of those are good. Because I've seen those movies. After that, it's just the stupidest thing ever. And it's not scary at all. Like, it's not scary. Like, the first one of Nightmare on Elm Street, it's not scary, but it's, like, entertaining. You know what I mean?
And creepy.
He always wants to watch like, no, I don't. It's not going to scare me, but it's also not going to entertain me. And that's what I watch a movie for.
Yeah, that's the whole point of a movie.
Like, even, like, scary video games don't really get to me. Like, I played, crap, I'm forgetting what it was. There's some game for, like, the PlayStation VR had... I hate myself for not knowing the name. But it had, like, a scary game where you had, like, shoot zombies or whatever. Like that. And it was in, like, virtual reality, and I had headphones on and everything. It didn't scare me. And it was an okay game, but it wasn't really scary. Now I want to know what it's called. Scary game. PSVR. And then I want to talk about Ben Shapiro. Do you know who Ben Shapiro is?
Yes. Is it about Berkeley?
Yeah.
That's one of my topics.
Oh, is it? Okay, well then start talking, because that was what I was about to bring up.
Okay. I didn't actually watch his speech because, I don't care about that much, but I do care about it a lot. Basically...
the game, by the way, was Until Dawn: Rush of Blood, and I plan on watching the speech. Haven't seen it yet. I've just been more mesmerized by the behavior of the left in this situation, dude.
Yeah, it cost, apparently free speech isn't free. It cost $600,000.
Yeah, that was one of Ben Shapiro's quotes, because just, dude, Lauren Southern had a video about it, and she's literally showing there's like security guards, police officers. There was like 3 helicopters in the sky. And all for Ben Shapiro. Ben Shapiro is like, I believe he makes his height public. He's like 5'9". He's Jewish, and he's like the most clean-cut, basic, principle, conservative, Jewish guy you've ever seen. He never supported Trump at all, and he's Jewish, and they call him a white supremacist.
And he said he's lying about being Jewish.
I watched his show on the Daily Wire. He's like one of the biggest critics of Donald Trump, that is while still remaining conservative. He has like the basic, all right, just clean cut bottleneck conservative politics you could ever imagine. Most mainstream, like Fox News supports this guy. That's how mainstream Ben Shapiro is, and then they get mad at him all because he likes to tease leftists a bit,
And that's teasing them is easy because
it's like when they called Milo. Now, I'm not a big Milo fan. Like, Ben Shapiro and Milo Yiannopoulos have a big. They don't like each other. I like Ben Shapiro way more than like Milo, but I still like Milo. I don't have a problem with him. I follow him on Facebook because he's banned off Twitter, but. Even like when they called Milo a Nazi, first of all, Milo is gay, and he prefers black men over white men, and he's Jewish. How less of a Nazi can you get? And like people don't realize Milo Yiannopoulos would agree with us on a lot of stuff, Luke. Like we're both like he thinks there's a big case for reparations for slavery. Basically, he thinks that there is a case for white people paying black people for slavery and stuff. And he used to write about like cultural appropriation, I believe. Like, people have an issue with a guy. They've never read his book. They've never read his column. They've never watched one of his speeches. They just read headlines and form their opinions based off that. And I wish it was that simple. I wish the headline... Like right now I'm looking at a headline that says 4 people killed in a rifle attack in Chicago's Brighton Park. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 words. I wish in 10 words you knew everything you needed to know. But it's not like that. You have to actually do a little bit of work and a little bit of research. And trust me, I know it. Me and Luke run this podcast you're listening to. And I run a YouTube channel where I commentate on a wide variety of different topics. When I'm making gaming videos, I have to research and read about them. When I'm making a political video, I have to read about that. If I'm making a video about social media, I have to, do that. If it's about technology, I have to read about that. You have to put in the work a little bit to be able to understand the thing. And these people they're always like, oh, well, I don't have enough time in the day to actually read an article. But you have enough time to sit on Facebook for like 2 or 3 hours a day sharing these articles and stuff, and you're on damn, I laughed. I was gonna say and I was about to go, and you're on unemployment, and I was about to make a whole joke, but then I laughed and screwed it up. But you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I think I just found the next topic.
All right, what's that?
I don't know if it's true because remember it's on HuffPost.com and it's
Post.
Yeah, and it's a trending thing on Facebook. It says firefighter says saving 1 dog is more important than 1 million black people.
Oh, I seen that HuffPost article. I think it is true, but I don't know for sure. I think it is true. My first reaction was to laugh. Like, what a funny thing to say. It wasn't black people. Because they quoted him in the article, in which if they misquoted him and he said that they can get in some serious doo-doo. So I'm pretty sure this is true that he said saving one dog is more important than saving like 1,000 niggers or whatever. Like I believe that's what he said. I think that's what he said. So I mean they literally have it in like quotation marks and everything. And if they're lying about, I haven't read too much into it. Have you?
No, I just literally just saw it less than a minute ago.
I think all I've read is that Huffington Post article. I haven't read anything other than that. So, my knowledge on the situation is coming from Huffington Post. Okay, so take everything I just said with a grain of salt.
And I saw it on a trending news article on Facebook. So just take us with like just a grain of salt.
Neither of us were really planning on discussing this. Luke just brought it up. But
because
all
I've
read
was
the HuffPost Post article. So.
Oh, trust me, we'll find out Monday morning. I'll find out if it's true because it'll be on the news. Especially since we live in the same state, so that's gonna be big news.
Wait, really? This guy's from Ohio?
Yeah, it said. Okay, let me see. Yeah.
All right, so
Franklin Township, Ohio.
Oh wow, really? Huh.
To be honest, does it really come as that surprising? To be honest.
No, have you met? Ohio is. I will say this about Ohio. If I had to choose one state to live in, Ohio is my first choice. Because we get the Great Lakes, which I love fishing, I love boating, I love swimming, I love doing all that sort of water stuff. So we get all that. But not only that, we get, a lot of great small towns around the area. And we get
well as big cities. Like there's pretty much everything.
Yeah, we got Cleveland.
The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, Columbus, Cincinnati. And like even if you're into like ghost stuff, dude, there's so many like local legends around here. I believe it's
like the most haunted state in the country. Dude, my stepbrother's going to the bathroom right now, and I can hear him. It's crazy. And the bathroom's right next to my door, so I'll put the microphone to it. Can you hear?
Yeah, I did hear it.
But yeah, if I could live anywhere else than Ohio, it'd be Texas. And I do have family down Texas. I've been there. The reason is because if I'm not allowed to live in this is probably my favorites. It'd probably be Ohio and Pennsylvania because they're pretty similar.
Or West Virginia. I love the mountains.
I've driven through West Virginia. I've never actually like stopped there. But the thing if I'm not allowed to live in like those two states, which would probably be my first and second choices, then I'm going to Texas because it's Texas. I've been there. There are more tigers in Texas than anywhere else.
You saw it on the Joe Rogan.
Yeah, he talks about it in his special. He talks about it on his podcast.
Triggered.
Yeah, is that the special he talked about it in? But it's true.
I'm pretty sure.
It's true. And, they just got the biggest... You go to, like... I've seen pictures of, like, the Dallas Cowboys Stadium. They got, like, the... You know how you go to, like, a stadium or a arena or whatever, and they got, like, a big, like, monitor that can, like, show you what's going on?
Yeah.
Like, if you're sitting, like, way in the back, because tickets are expensive. Literally, I've seen pictures of the Dallas Cowboys Stadium. It's huge. Here, I'll pull up Dallas.
Remember how I said I have a friend in France?
Yeah.
She said if she could ever move to the U.S. or like live there, like for college or something, and go back to somewhere else for anything, she said one of her top picks would be Ohio.
Probably because you're there.
Hey, the age of consent in Ohio, 16.
All right, Luke, I'm gonna send you this picture, and then I'll do something so the stream can see it.
Okay. Is it Discord?
Yeah, because I'm on the computer right now. Then I'll move the display above the window. Stop doing that.
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, see, that's a picture. There's another picture of it. Oh, I gotta zoom in on this one.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, that's huge. And then if you look at pictures like the outside, it's great. The food there is big because you got access to
everything's big in Texas.
Yeah, because you got all the nice like southern food, and then you got all like the Mexican food all in that one area, and so it's just a great little combination. I would want to live right on the border because that's where it gets funky.
Oh yeah, Logan. Well, we both know I'm gonna live in every state of the U.S. for at least a month.
Oh yeah. Tell him about that, Luke.
Okay. I'm going to have to, before I tell them, I'm going to have to send pictures over Discord, so you talk about something.
Alright, well, basically, I, on accident, accidentally showed off what the next topic's going to be. I'm going to talk about.
Okay, talk about that.
Are we done talking about whatever it was that you were just talking about?
No, we'll do that after.
Wait, what even were we talking about?
Ohio.
But how do we get to Ohio?
I don't fucking know. Just roll with it.
Oh, it's because that HuffPost article about the firefighter. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So basically, Luke, do you know about the rapper XXXTentacion?
No, I don't know anything about rappers.
Well, I only heard about this because it was on the news. And some I'll send you this video so you can watch it. And then I'm going to play it for the stream. Because I had it up in like a YouTube search, and so I accidentally showed off what it was when I was clicking out of the Dallas Cowboys Stadium. Here, I'll play this. Basically, I'm not going to play the full thing because I'll probably get copyright and stuff.
Wait, how long is it?
It's like 5 minutes.
Fine.
So basically, you see this first scene, you got whatever that is. That's in this. Make sure it's playing. Yep. Whatever it is, and then it's censored. It's basically just a bunch of different imagery and stuff to make him seem special and that he's all, bad and stuff. Look, here we go. He's like messing around, like all his black friends, and then there's a white teacher, and they come and like assault him and like start beating him up for no reason. Look, all these kids are beating up on this teacher who wasn't even doing anything, and now he's dancing and crap. I'll play ahead right here. Yeah, now he's. Alright, watch this. I'll bring it back. Look, so he just showed. Here, where should I bring it to? Right here. So here, everyone's now Philando Castile, and he shows the actual event of the Philando Castile shooting, which has been.
Wait, what shooting did he show?
The Philando Castile one.
What year did that take place?
2016.
Oh, okay.
And I believe he shows Rodney King as well. Yeah,
because there was a shooting. There was another school shooting like a couple of days ago.
Was there?
I'm pretty sure.
There was. So he shows that, and basically the whole thing about the Philando Castile, about how he was unarmed, is untrue. He not only was actually a criminal, but he did have his weapon on him. I believe. It's like I said, this was a last year story. So last year.
Why are we talking about it?
Yeah. Why are we? Well, because it's in this thing. And then look. So after he's just Philando Castile, there's a black guy, and he's got a chain wrapped around his throat, and he's hung in a tree, and people are holding up flaming torches. And then,
does that sound familiar?
Yeah. Now he shows Rodney King, which happened in 1991. All right.
Wait, what did you say?
He shows Rodney King, which happened before either of us were even born.
11 years.
Probably even before this guy was born. Yeah, this is a story that happened before, because I'm pretty sure XXXTentacion is only 20 years old. My brother Brandon's 19 years old. And so that's a year difference. Brandon was born in 97, so this guy had to be born in 96. So in this discussion, we're talking about XXXTentacion, Logan Ramsey, and Luke Oliver. Rodney King happened before all three of those men were born.
Wait, are we watching all of it?
No, and then he shows Heather Heyer from Charlottesville, which the lady that was run over by, I guess, like one of the neo-Nazi guys. I think we talked about this last podcast.
No, that's the first one, I think.
The first one?
Yeah.
Because I believe we talked about like right after it happened. So we already discussed this. Basically, yeah, it's terrible. You should never run someone. That's terrorism. That's actually terrorism to kill someone for your political beliefs. And I talk about how much I hate terrorism all the time. I'm one of the biggest critics of political Islam. So when I see something like this, yeah, I disagree with it, or else I'd be a huge hypocrite. And not
well, Logan, you're not one of the biggest hypocrites of political Islam because not a lot of people know who you are. Let's be honest here.
Well, yeah. He shows that, and then I'm going to cut ahead because there's a... Okay, yeah, this part made me mad. Watch this.
What's the number?
Go to 206, I think.
206.
Alright, so just watch this. I'm going to try to talk over this as much as I can, so, you know, I don't get demonetized or ad.
Did you say the blood of
copyright.
cops?
Yeah, look, he leads a white kid and a black kid to a noose. Watch what happens. He goes to the white kid. Now he's whispering something very head, and he's telling this white child to put his head through the noose. And this kid listens. Watch it. And he's having the black kid help him and stuff. The black kid's looking on as he puts the noose over this innocent white child's head. As far as I know, he's innocent. And then he walks over. He's tied on a rope. It's around a beam. He goes over to the under end of the rope, and he starts pulling down the rope. As this black child looks on, and look at his face. Look at his face. Whenever I see someone with that face, it reminds me of Scared Straight, and I want to beat them till they are scared straight. And look, you can even see his feet dangling. This kid is writhing in agony as this other child looks on. I mean, how racially charged do you have to get to you're depicting yourself slaying a child because of their race?
I'm pretty sure he has daddy issues.
And then he goes and he I'll play this because he goes and reads off this thing from his iPhone. His little poem he wrote.
We all, the ones that don't want to live in misery.
What is it?
It's basically about like, oh, black and white people must come together and stuff. I've seen this before, so I know that's what he talks about. After what you just showed, all right. After what you just showed. When I see that, I don't know if I want to necessarily say this because I don't like bringing in personal things to my argument because it sort of invalidates it. But personally, when I see that, I think of my little brother, he's whiter than me. He's a lot whiter than me.
Wait, who's your little brother again?
Nathan. I think of, you know, if you see Antifa and Black Lives Matter, people like this all the time. If those people get enough power, what's going to happen to him? Is it going to be like the Egyptian times where they killed all the firstborn children, or all the firstborn boys of the Jewish or Hebrews? Yeah, I'm sorry. Thank you. Is that what's going on? Is this really what's going to happen?
Nah.
Are we going to get this? Of course, it's not going to happen because we're going to fight back. Because thankfully, we actually have the resources to. But I guarantee you, people, that he's not the only one who thinks like this. I guarantee you, other people have the same line of thought as him. He has 547,000 subscribers on YouTube. This video has almost 10 million plays, 500,000 likes, like 80,000 dislikes. So you see, people are like in alignment with this. People enjoy this type of stuff. And now, obviously, yeah, First Amendment, free speech. I mean, if two things drive us to lose, First Amendment and boobs. But yeah, so yeah, I'm not saying this guy needs to be arrested or tortured or killed or anything, but I do think this guy needs to be slammed publicly. I think everyone should be talking about this. And you know what happened earlier this year? I think Paul Joseph Watson talked about this just a couple days ago. I made a video about PewDiePie. He got massive global condemnation for saying a bad word, and PewDiePie, even owned up to it. Now, I don't think he needed to do this, but he took it upon himself to apologize to his audience, and most of his audience liked it and supported him. I don't even think he needed to do that much. All I thought that was deserving of was just like a tweet on Twitter acknowledging it, not even necessarily apologizing it. But no, he owned up to it, and he apologized for it. And where's the condemnation? Luke, you haven't even heard of this situation yet, because like no one's talking about it. This is the first time Luke's even heard about this. It's disgrace. It's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. All right. What are your opinions on this?
What's his name? Camtasia, Temptation or something.
Camtasia.
Well, you know, you bitch about it every video,
I
that's
I bitch about Camtasia. I do.
So what's his name? Temptasia.
Oh look, we got some live comments. Holy moly! Mason says bye. Going to the Indians game. But his name is Triple X Temptation.
Triple X Temptation. Okay, thank you. He'll probably have his 15 minutes of fame, 10 years, and he'll probably get shot in the ghetto when he goes back.
Oh, by the way, I just realized I've been recording all this, like, my private streamy stuff. Just kidding. I wasn't showing anything. It was basically just a page that showed the chat and said that the stream had good health and showed that we had one viewer on the stream. But they can see that anyways because it's live.
Well, Logan, guess what?
Oh, I just clicked onto my Facebook, and here's that Huffington Post article that we were talking about.
Yeah, I told you.
Okay. Right, so what were you saying about Triple X Temptation?
He'll probably has 15 minutes of shame, go back to the ghetto, and get shot.
15 minutes of shame. I like that.
I said fame, but okay.
Oh, I thought you said shame.
Well, I might have said shame. I'm still thinking. I'm thinking about the next topic.
The guy we're talking about earlier is Tyler Royston, a volunteer for Franklin Township. He wrote that if he had to choose between saving a dog or a black man from a burning building, the dog would get priority because one dog is more important than a million niggers.
What if it was a black dog? Like, I mean,
I wonder about that.
Like, if that's the logic you're following, like, then what do you do?
He's against black people, not black dogs.
I mean, if he's against black people, he's probably compared them to dogs. Then again, that's a probably.
All right, so I think that concludes my topic. Now, what were you going to talk about?
Okay, Bohemian Grove.
Very interesting stuff. Please.
Do you know what that is?
No, but I think I do. I think I've heard of it.
It's basically where the...
Isn't it where, like, all the elites gather?
Yeah.
All right, yeah, then I know what you're talking about. All right, start talking.
I saw a video from one of, one of the spiritual people I watched because, they're interesting and all that. He made one of them, Dakota Went, he posted a video yesterday, said, that was titled, Sneaking into Bohemian Grove. What's up? And, are you still there? Logan.
I'm here.
Shut the door. I
Dude.
texted Helen yesterday. You want to say hi to Luke? Jaden.
You want to say hi to Luke?
Lock your...
No, come over here. Say hi, Luke. Say hi. Say hi to Luke.
Hi.
Logan, was that you?
That's my sister, Jaden.
No, it sounded like you.
No, you know Jaden. You've met Jaden.
It's 7 years ago.
Jaden, say something so he knows it's you.
Jaden.
Okay, then it is her. Never mind.
Yeah, Luke said that he knows it's you.
Yeah.
The party's at 2, right?
Yeah.
So what time do we need to leave?
I don't know. I just like popping, so it's all night.
Is Dad home?
I don't know. Dad? He's not home.
So we're home all alone? Okay, I don't understand why you need to tell me. Like, I already knew when the party was. You didn't have to tell me. Oh, yeah, Jane, you're very toned. Wait, did you just get back from dance? Who dropped you off? Who took you? Oh, because I thought I heard you talking to Dad earlier. Like when I woke up at 9 and I was like listening, I could have sworn I heard Dad talking about dance. You were? Then I heard you. Okay, well, close the door. Oh, crap. I forget what I was doing. Weren't we talking about something?
Bohemian Grove.
Okay.
And how one of my favorite YouTubers snuck into it and stole an owl statue.
By the way, an interruption like that's how you know it's live.
I was about to scream, just to kick them out of their room and lock the goddamn door.
Well, then I would have had gotten out of my stool. All right, so tell me what you're gonna say.
Okay, I have to find the YouTube video. Just hold.
Oh my gosh, Luke, you're supposed to be prepared for this. I have like 1 million tabs open on my Google Chrome right now.
Oh, bite me. It's gonna literally take me in less than 20 seconds. I already have
Luke,
the
that's
video.
20 seconds we don't have. Oh my gosh, what is she doing? Give me a second. I gotta go yell at her.
Okay, well, Logan is apparently getting his ass handed to him by his little sister. Something along those lines. I'm just gonna sit here quietly because the last time I was doing this, I said some kind of weird shit. Logan. I'm just gonna keep on saying his name. Logan. Ramsey. Logan Joseph Ramsey. Is he back? Wait, why don't I just watch the freaking live stream? Okay, Logan, are you back?
Yeah.
Okay, do you see the Discord?
Let me go into it. Inside Bohemian Grove.
No.
Okay,
do you want to watch this or no? It's 10 minutes long. Well, 9 minutes long.
I had the best words.
Just tell me whatever the important stuff is, because this is really weird.
Okay, so basically, like, when you're getting... He described, like, the little town that where the main entrance is into, like, the campground Bohemian Grove is. Like, he said everybody it's like a small, creepy little town. Everybody has, like, the dead eyes from, like, something out of the X-Files.
Mm-hmm.
And while you're he asked somebody if they could go into there, and they said yeah, but, like, once they were hiking up there, like, he just had this gut instinct telling him that they weren't supposed to be there. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
So apparently, they're just walking up, and they're in the woods, but, like, there's a cliff. Like, there's a... You know how, like, on a mountain or something? Like, the cliff, the path upside down, and you can only go up or down, not left or right?
Yeah.
That's how it was, and anybody could have been, like, driving up to it or down. So, you know, like, there's nowhere to go if you get caught right there. Basically, they start sneaking in, and they see this owl statuary everywhere. Like, there's even, like, obelisks. Do you know what that is? An obelisk?
What's that?
You know the Washington Monument, how it just comes out of the ground, and it's like a small point pyramid shape at the top?
We could go into great detail about what the Washington Monument looks like, but I think we need to keep it PG, so...
But you know the basic shape of it, right?
Yes, I know.
Well, there's something small like that at the end of it, and my nose is getting clogged, so fuck me. And they're, like, just exploring all around, and, like, there's even a gigantic owl statue near a lake.
Alright.
Like, does this say, like, creepy shit to you?
Yes, it does. If I saw this, I'd be a little spooked,
And apparently, like, every, like, 2 weeks in July, like, they do, like, they have their, like, the elite, like, famous actors, politicians, those type of people, they gather and do like a mock human sacrifice called the cremation of care. And this isn't a conspiracy theory or anything. You can actually look it up. It's like well documented.
Yeah, I've heard about this. I think from like Eddie Bravo or something.
And like they're just sneaking around, and there's like these warehouses, and they're sneaking in. And you know how in the movies, like if you disturb like a red light, like a red straight path of light, it'll trigger an alarm. Well, they did that, and they're like, "Oh shit, did we just trigger this?" So they start running back, and they steal. Well, yeah, they steal it. There's just the way he described it is he just saw an owl statue, and as he's running towards it, he's like, "Fuck it!" So he just grabs it and puts it into his string bag and just starts running and running and running back to their van. And basically, here, I'm going to go into the video and find it, because he shows the owl statue.
Just tell me, like, what part of the video is so I can play it.
7:45.
Okay, dude, you ready?
No, wait. Here, let me show you where he actually brings it out. 7:35. Just go 7:35.
Is that the owl?
Yeah.
Or I'll full screen it for the podcast listeners, or watchers, whatever. I just realized my face is probably going to be blocking it.
Well, remove your fat face.
Cool.
So that was one of the craziest things I've ever done, I think.
Alright, you see the statue, guys? Like, if I like, dude, this.
So
what is this? What is this guy? What is his channel?
Just Dakota. Like, he does a bunch of like spiritual stuff.
Oh. He seems weird, but he seems like the type of guy who is gonna do spiritual stuff.
Go fuck yourself.
Just making a lighthearted joke there.
Yeah, and I was just making a badly Yeah, and the only thing, like, I don't agree with a lot, some of his stuff, obviously. But he is interesting. He bought a one-way ticket to India, and he's just gonna travel there, vlogging it, most of it. But you had to admit, that's pretty cool, though, that he had the balls of steel to, like, actually steal something from, like, where the elitists go to play. Like, do you think you would have that? Would you do that? Would you actually not only sneak in, but steal something, take it back, and show it on your YouTube channel?
I don't know about stealing anything, but I would definitely go in and document the place.
And he did, like, the last 7 minutes, like, between him telling stuff.
I mean, just because that's something that I think is very interesting to delve into. Not only that, now run, I think, 2 different media operations, so it'd be, you know, help my career a little. No, but yeah, I think there is, like you said, it is documented, but very few people have, like,
actually been to it.
Yeah. So.
Well, Logan, how long have we been streaming yet? Has it been an hour?
Almost 40 minutes. But I do have one more thing to talk about.
Logan, it says we've been streaming for 58 minutes.
Really?
Yeah.
YouTube. Okay, yeah. YouTube's telling me 38 minutes, and then OBS is telling me 58 minutes. So do you have anything else you want to talk about?
No, I'm good. Here,
I have one more thing. Do you want to discuss this last thing?
I mean, we might as well hit an hour.
It's kind of old hat at this point, but do you know what DACA is?
DACA, nope.
Basically, what it is it's a program. It's an I just must mention this first. It was an executive order put in place by Obama without the approval of Congress, which is highly illegal. You're not allowed to do this. And so basically what this program does is, if you were brought to the United States, I think when you were under 16.
Oh, DACA. Yeah, I know what it is.
Okay.
I just didn't know you pronounced it like that.
All right. Well, basically what's happening is First, it was seeming like Trump was just wanting to totally do away with it, right?
Yeah.
And then now he's sort of like wanting to compromise and like make a deal with it. He's like, all right, well, first thing we need to do is we need to get Congress's approval on it, because as of right now, it is an illegal order, executive order put in place by Obama without the approval of Congress, which is against the Constitution. Congress makes the laws, the president passes them and enforces them. And then the judicial branch interprets the laws, and that's how the system's supposed to work. But no, instead Obama has to go and do something like this, which is against the law to do. It's basically Trump's like, all right, well, first thing we need to do is get Congress's approval on it to make sure that no laws are being broken or anything. And then what he wants to do, which I personally disagree with this, actually. What he wants to do is, I disagree with it to an extent. I should say, what he's doing is he's putting it in a place so if you're already part of the system, and you're considered a valuable asset to the United States and the United States economy, it basically helps you get your citizenship. I think this lasts until like for 6 months. I think that's what he's proposing, what he wants to compromise on. But then, Republicans don't want to work with him, and Democrats don't want to work with him because they work with him. Even though this is something that a lot of them probably agree with, then they're working with the guy who they've been calling a white supremacist for the past 6 months. Then Republicans don't want to work with him because they're Republicans, and they be pretty frustrating. Well, basically, the Republican side of it is it doesn't go far enough. All right, and I agree. I don't think it goes. I think it should just be eliminated altogether. But I think this compromise, as of right now, is the decision to make, because it's very unifying. First of all, it makes sure that this system, this implementation we have of DACA is legal. All right, making sure it's passed by Congress. And it sort of puts us in a place to where no laws are being broken. Then eventually down the line, I would like to see it. Like, I think if that's what we're doing for the next 6 months, we're helping these guys, get the fast track to citizenship. If they're already here, I think we close down the gates and we shut it down after that. I think that's Luke, do you think that's like a reasonable thing to have? Because first of all, what it does is people who are trying to come here legally now can't, because Jose got here when he was 14, and now he's 26 years old and has been deported. It was some of these people that are members of DACA have already been deported like 40 something times, and yet they're trying to stay here. So Luke, what do you think? What do you think about all this?
But just dissolve it, and anybody is here, just put them in the back of the line on the
Exactly. I think they should go to the back of the line. All right, because it puts a roadblock in the way of people who are trying to come here the right way, which is the way that we always say that we support. But then when we do something like this, then we don't support that. So it's something like DACA actually encourages illegal immigration over legal immigration, which is not the way it should be at all. And then now people are saying that Trump supporters are all mad about it, and now they're burning their MAGA hats and stuff, which if you look through an article and they show different cases, you'll see like 5 or 6 different instances of this happening. But that doesn't give you really a good estimate, because what if that's the only 5 or 6 people that are doing it, all right? And most people, I think, are still people who have supported Trump up to this point are still supporting him now, at least to a certain extent, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So no one's abandoning anyone who is shouting, that they're on the Trump train for the past couple months. They're not abandoning that whole idea now because of this one thing. Certainly, Trump's done a lot of things that a lot of us I find questionable. This is one I think it's a reasonable compromise. I think it's smart politics to do right now, but later down the line, I do want to see some more action on this. So as of right now, I'm not in like full support of this, but I do think if Trump first of all plays his cards right, and then Congress gets on board, then I think that this can eventually work out for the better. As of right now, I think it's the smartest thing to do, because when if he wants to just do an outright ban of it, then everyone would be mad against him. But this is him extending an olive branch, trying to compromise. I think it's smart to do. Do you agree with that?
Yes, I do agree with that.
All right, good, because if you disagree with me, you're fired. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. It's a joke.
Yeah, and I laughed.
Yeah. And me saying it was a joke was also a joke. It works a lot better when we don't explain it. We should not just explain the jokes. We should have just made the joke and then left it there.
Then quit explaining yourself.
Yeah, but then, I ruined it, and now it's live streaming, and we can't edit it. And speaking of live streaming, I think the live stream's about to
over
wrap
an
up.
hour. Good. I think it's time to wrap it up. What about you?
Yeah, we're at an hour and 6 minutes. I almost said a minute and 6 minutes. So I think we're good. We're good. We covered all our bases. Luke, your Twitter is going to be in the description of this, right?
Right.
And then, you can go get my Twitter and YouTube. Yeah, I think we're good. I'm really bad at outros. If you've ever watched one of my videos, literally my outro right now is like just me. I say something, then I go, all right, I'm going to end the video, and then it ends. So.
All right, everybody. Have a good
you, Luke.
day,
Thank you.
And goodbye.
Yep.